come again?
Absolutely. I wish I knew. I would have it on my calendar right now.
Really?
Jesus said, no one knows the day or hour of my return, but we will know the season.
Come as a man?
Yes, he's coming back as he is through the clouds. So when Jesus ascended to heaven, right? When Jesus ascended to heaven, Jesus ascended to heaven through the clouds. He was standing before some people, and all of a sudden he just started floating up in the sky. And they were looking at him like a balloon going up. Like, whoa, and they were just standing there, and all of a sudden these angels are standing there and saying, they said, the same way that you see him leaving is the same way he's coming back. When Jesus returns a second time, he's going to break through the clouds with a host of an army of angels. And you know what's going to be happening on earth? The world and the Antichrist is going to try to militarily defeat him. They're going to be like, we're going to get you. They're going to have their guns and bombs, and Jesus is going to speak one word, pow, and defeat all his enemies. That's how perverted the world will become, through the sway of the Antichrist, believing they can defeat Christ. So a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, I was right here doing what I'm doing now, and this man who was filled with a demon began to speak to me, and he said, I'm the sword of Satan. When the tribulation comes and the Armageddon comes, I'm going to be cutting Christians' heads off and basically saying, you guys are going to lose and we're going to win. And I said, no, sir. Jesus is returning a second time, not born in a manger. He's returning second time, coming through the clouds of glory to judge the world. And anyone who says that they can defeat God, you're in a bad shape. You are you're a deceived puppy.
You have people like that right now trying to...
Yeah, so guess what's going to happen? He's going to return a second time, and the Christians are going to be raptured up. Meaning that the rapture is just when we're caught up, where all of a sudden the Bible says there'll be two people in the field. One will disappear, one will remain. Husband and wife in a bed. One remains, one disappears. God is just going to take his people out of here. And then Jesus is going to rule on this earth for 1,000 years. He's going to restore this heaven, this earth. There'll be a new heavens and a new earth. And you know God's ultimate plan, what's ultimately going to happen? Evil will be completely destroyed forever. All evil will be punished. It'll all be in hell. It'll all be in the lake of fire and judgment. And God will restore everything. And the only thing that will be left up here is just God and his people. Evil's going to lose. Good and God is going to win ultimately. And that day is progressively getting closer and closer and closer. Guess what? We have the whole script from beginning to end. What part are you playing in the script? Choose your part. Because we already know the end of the story. We've got from Genesis to Revelation, in the beginning God, to the very end of time in the Bible. God has given it to us. So choose which side you're going to be on. Choose which role you want to play in this story. Isn't that something? That's why Jesus said, hey, he said, I'm coming like a thief in the night when he returns a second time. But for the believer, we're expecting him to come. We're waiting for him to come. But it's going to come as a thief in the night for those who aren't expecting him. When you get robbed in the middle of the night and you wake up and all your stuff is gone, you weren't expecting that to happen. But if you're out waiting and watching and you know he's coming, then you're expecting. So he says, prepare yourself, be waiting eagerly for my return, and be ready. Stay busy with God. Occupy with God. Do the will of God. And so that when I return, that you're ready for me. There's a lot of people will say, oh, he's not coming. They've been saying he's coming for a long time. And they're mockers and scoffers.
Are you excited?
I'm excited because I actually believe we're in the end times. I believe that it's very possible for Christ to return in our lifetime. It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
That's all it needs is...
It could be 1,000 years from now, but it's possible.